Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel, and we are in Upland, and today is a Tokyo release. So it's a couple of hours before the release. I am in Tokyo, as you can see. My block explorer is exploring some of these areas, and we'll see how he ends up roaming around the area. If he's in a decent area, I think I'll just leave him and try and mint whatever's in his trail. If not, we can send him to some of the properties that were bought by Upland yesterday so that you could send properties here. So I know this doesn't help many people because you won't see this afterwards, but you can fly to the airport. A lot of times your block explorer will just stay around the airport, but they did mint some properties here so you could send to those from the airport in case your block explorer didn't make it up there. That's what I did yesterday, and I've been roaming around ever since. And stuff is not nearly as expensive as they were saying it was. So this might be a better release than a lot of us were thinking because prices seem to be way more in line with where they should be, and not one of the most expensive cities in Upland, which was what Upland was saying before. So love the likes, love the comments, love the shares, and we'll be back here soon, a little closer to the release, see where my block explorer is, and see how all this goes. All right, I'm back. I did send my block explorer to this property here about 45 minutes ago, and it starts in 3 minutes. I just had a meeting that ran a little late, so I'm like, all right, guys, let's get this wrapped up. So we have 2 minutes until Tokyo releases. I've got 784. I thought I had 800 and some thousand. Oh, I just bought a property in Neponset. That's why. There's a really good deal that came up in Neponset with a property on it in one of our lazy nodes, so I did buy that. So I'm just looking at my tail here. The reason I switched my guy is he was way up here in one of the biggest neighborhoods, kind of coming down here, and I wanted to be in some of the smaller neighborhoods in this area. And right now, my block explorer is kind of going in Shibuya. Oh, pronouncing stuff is not my strong point, as many of you know. So some of this is probably going to be pretty expensive, but it's not nearly as expensive as a lot of us thought it was going to be. So 2 minutes still. There's smaller stuff here. There's a 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, boy. There's smaller stuff here. Look at this. If I come right along here, get a post office. I wonder how much this stuff is going to be. I also, it's only a size 23. Probably going to be somewhat affordable. So 1 minute to go. Again, I always kind of scrolling it out, make sure, I should make sure more of my computer programs are closed up here. I definitely have too much stuff open. But yeah, also don't want to get missed. So I think I'm in a really good area to get some stuff. If I can get some stuff in here, that'd be fantastic. I'm just going to focus on this. If it's a little more expensive, I'm going to pay it, and hopefully that works out, and that's our plan. So I'm going to go for this. Is a post office a good idea? It's right on the water? Sure. That's what we're going for first. I've never owned a post office in Upland, so we'll see how that works out. So I think the Tokyo release is shaping up to be better than a lot of us thought it would be, just because Upland kept saying how expensive everything was going to be, and it turns out that I don't think it's nearly as expensive as London, so at least a lot of areas. So I don't know why they kept saying that. I'm sure it turned off some people, and there was no need to say that. Okay, should be coming up here very soon. 68,000. Oh! That's a pretty expensive. I didn't get the post office, but I got that one. How much are these? 106. Okay. Let's see if there's some of this stuff is available. Smaller stuff down here. Oh, 11? Yes, we will buy cheap stuff down here all day for 11,000. We'll make a lot if we can do that. 23, not bad. Oh! Actually, that one's even smaller. 10? Oh. 12? Okay. So we're definitely buying some stuff here. That's good. And it's cheaper stuff, which is also good. Oh, there's some cheap stuff down there too, I just saw. Oh. The cheap stuff goes fast, that's for sure. 34, I mean, it's still kind of expensive compared to a lot of the earlier releases. But I don't think that's crazy expensive for Tokyo and how small it is and how much they hyped how expensive everything would be. So I'm okay buying these and seeing what ends up here. Let's look and see how small is that. 25, yeah. I don't know if I should be buying more in the Shibuya area or down here. That stuff is mostly minting out. Yeah, some of the bigger stuff is not going as fast because that's gonna be really expensive. Yeah, that area is pricey. So I'm gonna keep buying some. Yeah, it's going pretty quick down here. So we'll see what we can get here. Oh, this one's probably actually smaller anyway. Oh no, there's the CAPTCHA, the dreaded CAPTCHA. So we spent a good chunk of money all in this one little area. We've gotten most of the cheap stuff we can. This stuff is minting out. It's very expensive. We could send to another area that might have, like, how much is that? 103. God, Shibuya is so expensive. Oh, that's cheapish. Oh, that's a different neighborhood. So that's Higashi, which is much cheaper. So you could go down there. Some of these other neighborhoods, I'm curious how much, if these smaller ones over here have all minted out. Not all the way. 113, that's not crazy. I don't know what that is. 360, that neighborhood's expensive. Oh, look at all those sends. We're just gonna come over here anyway. Do I want to buy a big grocery store type thing? Uh-oh. Circle of Death. No! Go away, Circle of Death. Check my phone. Oh, not the Circle of Death. No, 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 no. Get out of here. Well, at least we got quite a, oh, there it goes. We got quite a few things bought already. Do I want to buy that? Oh, someone else is buying it, so I don't have a choice. Now where'd all those sends go? Everybody must have come to this exact same spot to get a send. Okay, so that's very expensive. What are these at? Pretty expensive. So I guess there are some areas that are cheaper and some that are pretty expensive. So pretty expensive. So it's definitely not cheap, I wouldn't say. Just there were some neighborhoods that were a little bit more affordable than others. Like those are pretty affordable. I'd like to buy cheaper stuff because I did see some stuff like 7,000 even, but I think that's still doable here. Oh no, get a send. What's that? Oh, come on. What's going on here? Okay. 19, that's not bad. Come on. Not horrible price. And with 20,000 properties, that's very few. That's how many were released in this. And quite a few of them, as we see, there's some areas that are very, very expensive and some that aren't nearly as expensive. So I'm guessing that might make the less expensive properties even more appealing to people because, just trying to see how big these neighborhoods are. Because there's going to be some expensive ones that may not mint out. Kind of pricey there. That neighborhood's kind of pricey. Oh yeah, I could look on the Discord to see which neighborhoods. Someone posted that Moto Yoda Gaya Gucci Mario Macho. That's probably not going to help me very much. Oh wait, was that it? No. Oh, down here. Those are some of the ones that are actually pretty affordable. Some of these real small ones. So if you could get stuff minted down there, you'd be in great shape. Small neighborhoods are always appealing to me too, because it just means there's less properties, which means prices could be higher. Ooh, that's an expensive property. That's pretty expensive too. So again, it's very easy to see which ones are minting out and which aren't by the prices. The more expensive, very expensive, not minting out. Less expensive, all minted out. So we know, I mean, it's very simple, supply and demand. If you want stuff to all mint out, make it less expensive. Talked about that for a while, but yeah. 18? That's not, oh. Again, I could be going more, see, stuff is definitely minting, so that's good. 18. So there's some smaller stuff over here. Oh, there's, if I go, just trying to look here. This area right here. I did almost no research on which neighborhoods were good or bad just because it's so small. And honestly, the really good neighborhoods are probably going to mint out so fast that can make it tricky. These are more expensive than I thought they were. 122, that's not bad. 20, we'll buy a couple more. On our Discord, some people were thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to buy like 2 or 3 properties because they're so expensive. So it is nice that they have some neighborhoods that are not super crazy expensive, but they still do have some super crazy expensive neighborhoods too. So I don't know why they make them so expensive, because a lot of times they don't mint out and properties just sit there. Like, I don't see the point of that, but they do it. And I am not the boss of Upland, so I don't get to make those decisions, and that's okay. I will still be free to give my input. Oh, look, these are pretty cheap too. More cheap stuff over here. It's kind of like, do you want to buy 20 cheap ones, or do you want to buy, that looks really weird, 2 expensive ones in the really popular neighborhood? Which will be better off? Who knows? Oh, only 11. That's really affordable. Minting cooldown. Seems to be going pretty smooth, no hiccups except for the circle of death showed up for a little bit, but not too long. So that's always nice. Stuff in, how much is this? 17, that's pretty cheap. Trying to be strategic here on what I do. Oh, those are pretty affordable too. Okay. And we're getting lots of different neighborhoods, which sometimes is good, sometimes it doesn't matter. They said there are going to be fewer collections this time because Tokyo is so big, which didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand why there would be fewer because it's big. Wouldn't that mean there should be more collections? I don't know. I didn't get that whole point they're making there. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by the amount of cheapish. I mean, they're definitely not super cheap properties available. Definitely some really expensive neighborhoods, but not everything is crazy expensive. And I wonder how many people didn't come to Tokyo because they thought it was going to be crazy expensive. And the addresses are crazy, so there's no street collections because they said the addresses are too hard to figure out. Which, I don't know. I always like the street collections. I thought that's where you can make some of the most money, have the most speculation, but again, I don't make the rules. Eh? No? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, we're buying a good variety of stuff. Got some more sends. Let's see. Where am I at? What are these neighborhoods like up here? Oh, more FSA up there. I wonder if these are cheaper. Oh yeah, real cheap up here. So if you got started out in that area, that would have been a good area to get some cheap stuff in. I don't think you can go too wrong buying stuff for less than 10,000. That's for sure anywhere in Tokyo. Let's see what this neighborhood's like. Oh, it's not bad either. And one of the reasons too I moved out from my other neighborhoods I was in was because they were, not only were they really big, they were very expensive, very pricey. So lots of properties and expensive properties, which is not a good combination in my opinion. Kind of like the Highland Park, I think it's Highland Park in Dallas, had so many properties. It was huge and it was crazy expensive. It did not make sense to me. I wonder how accurate that captures. If you just press anything you want on it, it would still work. Part of me thinks it might work that way. I don't know. Maybe not. That was an FSA. These are 18? Oh, that's fairly affordable. Don't know how many properties I bought. Quite a few, I think. I'm getting lower on money. I wonder what, if we search all of what prices look like if we do this. 11,000? You can cheap stuff on the secondary market. 12,000? Okay. I can kind of tell you where some of the cheap properties are too. Is by searching where the cheap ones are for sale right now. I can tell you where the cheap minting areas are. I could also, you can also buy properties that way on the secondary market. You don't have to be here minting. Yeah, some of those are pretty affordable. Wonder if we go down here what some of those prices are. 20. Okay. I wonder if there's still stuff available in Shibuya. Or if it all minted out with those expensive prices. It might have. It might all have minted out. Which isn't, I mean, that was the most hyped neighborhood, so that kind of makes sense. I guess I could have bought one more of those. But, oh, what's the post office for sale for? $744,000. Whew. That one's for $129 right beside me. I wonder what this is. Sometimes you can get the best prices at the beginning with the most hype. Oh, that is a massage parlor? Who knows? Dotour Shibuya New South Entrance. Okay. So I could put that up for sale right now. I bought it for $94. I don't know what I would sell it for. Just put a crazy price on it and see what happens. See, in some of the old releases, you get stuff in certain neighborhoods on streets. You know, you could sell that stuff right away for quite a bit of money. But that just hasn't been happening as much lately. Sometimes in some areas, but 39 is the lowest right here. What I buy these for? 34. So 34. Let's see. If I go over this area, what is stuff selling for? $16. Not crazy high. Prices are pretty low. This kind of happened in London a little bit too, where prices start out lower in the beginning and they kept going up, which hasn't happened in a Release for a while. So it's possible that could happen here too, because stuff does seem pretty affordable. 12,000 still seems pretty cheap. I might have to buy a couple of these. I know they bought them for less, but still, that doesn't mean I still can't do well and make money on some of these. Other people have the same idea. Oh, just bought that. The other one I bought? Yep. Yep. So yeah, other people have the same idea too, because they're buying those as well. So that floor, honestly, I could see that floor rising. 11? Oh no. I don't think I want to put any of my stuff up for sale yet. I think I'm going to wait. Oh, come on. Wait, I am buying it? I'm not... What is going on? That's probably that one still, yep. They're always a little slow. I'm not sure how much more I want to do here. Getting some stuff in these real small ones would be nice. I have a few, but that's a pretty small neighborhood. Ugadishishango Wahahu. Only 301 properties. No, that's not the same one. Oh, there it is. 219 properties. That's one of the smallest, if not the smallest neighborhoods I bought stuff in. That's good, I think. In Sagarakacho is 275 properties. That's also very small. So yeah, I'm pretty happy I got stuff in those. There's still stuff you can mint in here. And kind of expensive, obviously, but yeah, okay. So I got one there, got some there. That hopefully are smaller. Will be interesting. Wonder what stuff is for sale here, if there's any cheaper stuff. It's kind of cheaper, 30,000. Those are real small neighborhoods too. I don't want to spend all my money though. I got a lot of stuff. I guess we'll see how this goes. All right. I think I'm gonna be done. I do have a lot of stuff to do today as well, so that's part of why I want to be done. But interesting release. It was better than I thought it would be. It ran pretty smoothly. There were definitely some lower prices than I thought there would be. Still some very expensive prices. I'm still think if prices were lower, it would help out the game tremendously, because the lower the make min prices, the more money players can make from the secondary market, and the more money players have, the more money players can spend on new releases, on FIFA, on other things, and it just has more money circulating in the game. I think it just makes it better and gets a snowball effect. But that's some other videos I've made. Still, not bad. We'll see how this all plays out. You never know how a release goes until a week or two afterwards, and what the city does and what prices do, and after collections go. So thanks for watching. We'll be back soon. We'll talk about collections. We'll see how we do. We'll do some follow-ups, and love to hear how you did as well.